Finally, the review all of you been waiting for. Reviewing two of Nike's, in my opinion, best cleats. The Vapor Talon Elites versus the Nike Vapor Carbon Fly TDs. Earlier this year, Nike came out with the Vapor Talon Elites, as you know. And about 2 years ago, in 2010, they came out with the Carbon Flies. These have been the best cleat, in my opinion. And just put them up head-to-head against the Vapor Talon Elites. Supposedly the best thing now. So I'm going to cover is a couple things. Of course, we're going to look at price. We're going to look at traction. We're going to look at weight, comfort, breathability, durability, the different technology. And then, I play DB, so we always got to look good. So we're going to finish it off with looks. So first things first is you probably notice one major difference. There's a bag. There's no bag. There's a bag. There's no bag. So, hold up. Nike, I just paid $140 for some cleats, and you didn't give me a bag. I need to say Vapor. I need to say Talon. I need to say Boom. I need to say something. You tell me I was supposed to be Nightwear's worst nightmare, and I don't have a bag. You make me feel like I bought some Adidas cleats. But I digress. All right, so besides that obvious fact that there's no bag, that's very disappointing. Every cleat that I bought from Nike has come with a bag. So that gets us at the price. These retail were about $130, and these are about $140. So Nike, you need to fix that. Give us a bag. But besides the price, you can probably find these from anywhere if you can still find them. I've seen them on eBay for $30 if the size fits you. Or you can Nike ID them for $165. These in Nike ID are about $200. But I just bought the basic blue, silver chrome, and white. And these are the navy and white. So let's look at the weight. So I weighed these similar to when I did my helmet review. And the weight, these are about 20 ounces. And these are about 27 ounces. So there's some variability in the scale, but you're looking at about a ½ pound lighter for the Talons. And I did feel it when I put them on my feet. I did feel like the Talon Elites were a little bit lighter. So then let's look at the padding. So one thing when I did my unboxing that I noticed that I really liked was the padding on the inside. It's neon green, and I was like, oh shit, like these got padding. My ankle's gonna feel so good when I run around. What I didn't really realize, because Nike never told me, was that these actually have padding in the same exact spot. They're just the same color. So, you can kind of see the padding right there. So these have padding too. So the padding in the ankle is about equal. Carbons they have padding all over, like in the toe. They feel good under your feet. They feel really good. They just feel really thickly padded. And they're pretty light for how much padding they have. These, on the other hand, they only have padding around the ankle. So in the toe, above your toe right here, there's no padding right there. It didn't really make that much of a difference, but these, when you first put them on, are really comfortable. Really comfortable. You can feel the Zoom air. And these cleats, you need to break them in. So that's what took me so long. It took me a couple days to break them in. They're still a little bit hard on my feet, so I still have to break them in. But there's no Zoom air, so the cushioning system is different. Here you got the Zoom air. Tells you right there. Zoom. And you can feel it. I'm a fan of Zoom air in basketball shoes, football cleats. Here they use a dual density sock liner, so it doesn't have Zoom air, but really, truthfully, you do get better feel with the Talons. So they're a little bit more responsive. And what I mean by that with the Talons is that your rebound. So when you step off, you can feel more of the feel. Like I feel more of the turf. So I do feel a little bit faster in the Talons. One thing is a lot of people ask me, do you use these in grass? No. The answer is no. These are turf cleats. How you can tell they're turf cleats is you look at the bottom. Look how many studs they have. The more studs they have, that's how you know they're for turf, right? You want to use the detachable cleats. I tried them on the grass. They don't work that well. It was thicker grass, but you definitely want to use a detachable cleat for grass. These are for dry, thin, hard, firm ground. Same thing with the TDs. Again, I do use TDs in grass, but TDs for turf. If you want to get something for grass, you got to go with the detachable cleats. If you do use them in grass, you're going to mess them up. They're not going to last that long in terms of looks. Which brings us to durability. So, you know, I would say the durability is about the same. So these have been used longer, and you can see on the toe. And I only use them for games, not in practice, only for turf, and last pretty long. So they look almost brand new. Look like I haven't used them at all. And actually, the only dirt on this is from when I use them in grass, which I really try to clean off. But I'm afraid that the Nike sign, which is kind of like a really thick screen print, I don't know if you could tell, is going to start rubbing off. I don't know if my shoes get stepped on. That I don't know how long the Nike sign is going to last. This, on the other hand, is going to last a long time because it's like actually a thicker print on there, and it's a little bit indented, so I think it's going to last longer. But only time will tell. So then, the next thing we want to look at is we'll talk about the actual talons. So if you remember like the alpha talons, what happened on the alpha talons is that the talons were inside the shoe, and when you step down, they would come out. Here, they're already out. So Nike, again, you told me traction when I need it, not when I don't. You told me that it works with how hard I press or how deep the field is. I don't think these come out. I feel like they're just stationary in there, so I don't know what that was about. But again, it's cool. They got the neon green at the bottom. You know, overall they look tight. The chrome versus the blue, I like that, versus the blue and white over here. So it's a little bit of an updated look. You know, I do like the asymmetrical Nike sign at the back. I mean, they look hot. When I'm warm in practice, I mean, team was looking, man. They were looking. So they look good. They feel good. Then the other thing is some things that you really don't think about. We'll look at the pull tab. So these have the pull tab, right? So when you're trying to stuff your feet into these cleats, you can pull them up with the tab. It's not that big a deal, but these have no tab. So a little bit harder to get in. I mean, I doubt most of you use like, you know, someone put your foot in, but I mean, you just have to really squeeze it in there and use your hand. The other thing is the lacing system. So let's take a look at that. This uses that lacing system where all you have to do, if you can see it there, is you really just pull these, right? You really just pull them and they'll get tight right away. You don't have to go in here and go like this. When I put these on, because I use a different lacing system, I have to go and I have to squeeze each one of these individually all the way up my foot to make sure my cleat is as tight as they can be. Here, it's simple. Put your foot in, use the pull tab, pull these. So from a convenience factor, the Vapors are better. I like that about them. Here, I was constantly readjusting as I was breaking them in. I would untie them, pull them tighter, remember each lace, and then tighten it down. So that we can kind of talk about sizing. So whatever you wear in the carbons, you're going to be a half size smaller here. So I wear a 12. These are 11 and a half. So I made the mistake of ordering a 12, and I had so much room in my foot. Even dual socks didn't help. So I went down to an 11 and a half, and that seemed to work quite a bit. So that just goes at how much padding is in the toe with this versus here. And I mean, speed cleats are supposed to be tight, right? You're not supposed to, your foot's not really supposed to be shifting around in there. So that's pretty much it. Looks is really going to be, you know, how you feel about it. I mean, this is like a classic look, right? This looks so clean. When you see someone on the field with these, you automatically know what they are. You know the Vapor carbons or Vapor carbons. These are kind of that newer. You've seen them in the Super Bowl. They look fast. They look very fast. And I like the two-tone with the bottom. You know, you can see the gray and the navy with the chrome. So I mean, that's gonna be the end of the review. In conclusion, they're both really good shoes. Is it worth getting the Talons over the Vapor Carbons? What I tell you is like this: if you have carbons and they're good for you, I wouldn't justify, and they're you know good condition, I wouldn't justify going out and getting the Talons. Not for 140. If you don't have any cleats and you're looking for the speed cleat to use in turf, not grass, then I would go out and get the Talons. Again, if you're looking for some grass shoes, use on grass, you could look at the Vapor Talon Pros, which are about $90. They don't have the dual density sock liner. They don't have the carbon plate, but they do come in a detachable version, and so do the TDs. So if you can find TDs, you know, that'll work for you too. Remember to like it, subscribe. Trying to get Nike to see this video. Help me out.